With the invasion of Ukraine and Chinese lockdowns placing additional strain on a supply system that has yet to recover from the continuing epidemic, many forecast a worldwide recession. Surprisingly, Elon Musk has a bring-it-on attitude towards this. Why is the genius billionaire in support of this crisis? And will this actually happen? Join us today in this video as we explore Musk's thoughts on a global recession. Elon Musk has a lot on his plate. He operates 4 businesses and may even add a 5th, but he also serves as an economist on occasion. The Tesla CEO tweeted that a prolonged global recession was conceivable, but that it wasn't all awful. This is actually a good thing, Musk said in a response to a question from a Twitter user. It has been raining money on fools for too long. Some bankruptcies need to happen. Also, he continued, all the COVID stay-at-home stuff has tricked people into thinking that you don't actually need to work hard. Rude awakening inbound. Musk believes that a worldwide recession caused by a combination of increasing prices and interest rates might last more than a year. According to the CEO, a recession that is lengthy would wipe out enterprises that do not create positive cash flow and use resources. In addition to Tesla, he is the CEO of SpaceX, Neuralink, and The Boring Company. He may add Twitter, TWTR, to his list of enterprises, where he has over 95 million followers. Tesla declined to comment on Musk's opinions regarding recessions, or what Tesla would do if his scenario came true. It's not the first time Musk has expressed economic ideas in recent years. When announcing Tesla's humanoid robot project Optimus, he spoke about the economic benefits of robotic work. One possible advantage of the recession is improved capital reallocation. Musk feels that his extensive history of weathering difficult economic storms and harsh awakenings is reason enough to pay attention to the success he's making today. And Tesla is an excellent example. You see, Musk made his initial investment in the firm in 2004. Tesla was little more than a startup with the lofty goal of becoming the world's largest EV producer. Musk risked a large portion of his income and invested a staggering $6.5 million in the project during its early years. Things moved slowly at Tesla. In fact, it took the business 4 years to release its first product, the Tesla Roadster, which at the time was rumored to be a clone of the popular Lotus Elise. The Roadster had an initial market price of around $80,000, which was far more affordable. This figure was mirrored in the car's overseas sales, as the business only sold 2,400 EVs that year. Fortunately, Tesla obtained a federal stimulus package in the form of $465 million loan from the government in 2010, which the business utilized to design and produce its pioneering EV, the Tesla Model S. Today, Tesla is one of the major EV manufacturers who is also committed to renewable energy efforts. Given all of this, plus the fact that Musk owns other firms such as SpaceX, the billionaire has the legitimacy to remark on economic concerns. He contends that enterprises with negative cash flow will not survive the approaching global crisis, and that their demise would finally reduce resource overconsumption. A follow-up inquiry from another Twitter account, Dodge Army General, urged Elon Musk to provide a specific time period for how long this recession will last. Based on past experience, about 12 to 18 months, companies that are inherently negative cash flow, i.e. value destroyers, need to die so that they stop consuming resources, Musk answered. According to financial analysts from the New York Post, the U.S. economy is on the approach of a severe recession, fueled by rising rates of inflation, increasing petrol costs, and supply chain disruption caused by COVID-19. Indeed, recent numbers released by the United States government suggest that America's GDP, which is simply a fundamental measure of goods and services generated by a country, has declined by up to 1.5% in just the first quarter of 2022. While it may not appear to be a large sum, it equates to billions of dollars wasted by thousands of businesses around the country. It's also a difficult pill to take when you realize that America's GDP increased by 6.9% in the fourth quarter of 2021. Musk also went on to say that when there's too much prosperity in a country, its economy experiences a misallocation of human capital. And that's when you start seeing people do silly things that are in no way useful to their fellow human beings. He even jokes that it's high time we experience some sort of economic enema that could potentially clear out the pipes in reference to resource-draining companies. And some companies go bankrupt, but the ones that are making useful products stay prosperous, and there's certainly a lesson here. If one is making a useful product and has a company that makes sense, make sure you're running things not too close to the edge from a capital standpoint. They've got some capital reserves to last through irrational times. This isn't Elon Musk's only strong position on the impending recession. It appears that Musk is blaming President Joe Biden's administration for getting us into the issue in the first place. This government did not appear to get anything done but taking Trump apart, where many persons in the administration were excellent at getting things done. Musk was particularly critical of Biden's administration's implementation of inflation controls. The obvious cause of inflation is that the government produced 1 million times more money than it had. The government cannot just print checks for extra revenue without causing inflation. The velocity of money held constant, this is not super complicated. But this isn't the first time that Musk has been critical of Biden's administration. Earlier this year, Musk labeled the president as a damp sock puppet in human form, criticizing his administration for failing to invite Tesla to an EV summit and choosing to praise Ford and General Motors over Tesla. Yet despite Musk's scuffle with President Biden, Musk has been predicting a global recession for quite a while now. In fact, in December 2021, Musk mentioned that the next recession would hit the world in just under 2 years. Musk is no economist, but his concerns about an impending recession are echoed by several prominent financial analysts, including former Goldman Sachs CEO Lloyd Blankfein. Blankfein told CBS that there was a very high likelihood of a recession, and that it could hit the US economy as early as 2023. Furthermore, only a few days ago, United States Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell expressed fear that the economy might be heading for a slump, following the Federal Reserve's decision to raise interest rates at the beginning of May. He strongly hinted that Russia's invasion of Ukraine, as well as supply chain issues, could be the reason behind the upcoming recession. As for Musk, he still insists that this global recession could last for more than a year. A downturn for that long could see the end of companies that generate a negative cash flow and waste a lot of the world's natural resources. As the CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and the Boring Company, why does Musk still maintain that a recession could be beneficial to his companies? Aren't they at risk too? Well, he sees it this way. Reallocation of capital is one of the biggest benefits of a recession, and he's not wrong. Even Andrew Mellon, who served as the Treasury Secretary under Harding, Coolidge, and Hoover, echoed these same beliefs in the 1930s. Liquidate labor, liquidate stocks, liquidate the farmers, liquidate real estate. Purge the rottenness out of the system. High costs of living and high living will come down, and enterprising people will pick up the wrecks from less competent people, is the advice Hoover attributed to Mellon in his memoirs. Yes, capital does get wasted during times of economic boom. That's why each of us has a faint memory of a business that just didn't make a lot of sense. What about the several startups that hit the market during a bull period only to find them struggling to hit their original revenue projections? Today, this is usually a telltale sign that a business model wasn't as sound as it was marketed to be. But as much as recessions do reset capital allocation, they're also very painful because they contribute to business failure and rising unemployment. Let's look no further than the Great Depression of the 1930s, which is considered to be one of the worst recessions in modern history. In fact, it was so awful that from 1929 to 1932, unemployment rose from 3% to a mind-blowing 24%. It was so traumatic that nearly 80 years later, former Federal Reserve Chair Ben Bernanke officially apologized for the horrible economic downturn. Maybe the Great Depression didn't have to be so bad, but claiming that the advantages of a downturn exceed the costs is a dangerous bet. Both business ups and downs have a long list of unanticipated consequences. Let us know what your thoughts are on the worldwide recession, and do you agree with Musk? Anyways guys, if you want to see more interesting videos, click the video right above. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications enabled so that you don't miss out on the latest Elon Musk news.